Hi everybody. So this is the look number 3 now that I'm going to show you using the Holiday Collection eyeshadow quad. Um, Before this look, I had shown you what I called the J. Crew catalog look, and I had 2 different looks for that. Very simple. One basic and then a little liner that you could build off of. So that's actually what I have on now. And what I'm going to do is just add a different look, and you can build off of the first 2 looks to get this last look, or you can just go ahead and recreate this look. So if you were to recreate this look starting from scratch, you would cleanse your face, moisturize super well, because all of these looks you want to have really nice exfoliated and moisturized skin, and that's going to help your makeup look really good. So I already have some of number 14 shadow on, and I also used 16 in my for a waterline into my eyes. So now what I'm going to do actually is, let's say I'm going out for the evening, and this is holidays, so I want something a little bit more dramatic. With a flat shadow brush like this, I'm going to take number 19, which is also a beautiful gold shade, and I'm going to create a smoky eye for myself. So I'm just going to go in and tap it all around on my lid, and I'm just going to keep building off of that. Now, if you don't want it to go all the way into the inner corner of your eye, you could leave that, you could kind of stop almost to the edge. And because you have number 14 gold shadow on, that'll add a little bit of brightness here. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth, and I'm just going to pat all along my lid. And I'm slowly building up the intensity of the color, and I'm also adding more I'm adding higher up as I go. This is such a beautiful color, and I think that even though you could wear this during the day, some people might be uncomfortable, and so they would rather change it to night. But this is just really pretty gold, shimmery. It's not as coppery as number 14, and it's great for Thanksgiving, for the holidays, but even just a really pretty color to have all winter long. So like I did before in my very first look, I'm taking this small blending brush and I'm adding it underneath because I want more of a dramatic smokiness, and so I'm going to be blending it out. At this point, I'm really just placing the colors. Now I'm going to go, and you can take an angled shadow brush like this, or you could take a shadow blending brush. Not all of my brushes are LimeLight, but LimeLight has really great Delium brushes. All my brushes are pretty much Delium, and you can get all of these styles and tools through LimeLight. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of that color, and now I'm just going to blend this up because I want it to be smoky looking and really soft. And so the fluffier the brush you have, the softer the makeup is going to look, and the more blended it's going to look. Now you can stop it right here at the corner, or you can take it out a little bit more like I did. If you want a more defined angle, you can use like an angled liner brush to just kind of help you get that angle there. And then you could use your angled shadow brush to brush it in. But I'm more focused on really just a soft overall smoky look. Now, if you ever start doing this and you feel like maybe it's a little too much, or you're using your brush here and it's blending but not quite as soft as you want, then you're just going to go in with number 17, which is this really light, pretty beige color, because this is going to be right here on your brow bone anyways, and that's going to help just bring those 2 colors together and even blend it out more. So this makeup is super forgiving if you make any mistakes, and it also just works really well together and blends so nicely. You get a lot of intensity when you put the color on, but it also helps you and gives you so much control because you can blend it out. The other thing I want to point out is with this brush, and when you're blending, you really don't need to press hard. A lot of times people dig in there, and one, you can create a rippling effect if you get in there too much because our skin is so thin and it starts to wrinkle. And so to keep that from happening, you want to keep it super light, but also it'll help you blend the color out more. So I pretty much have this where I want it to be, and it's just kind of a nice, hopefully you can see it well, a really nice soft color, and I could leave it just like that, but because I want to make it more intense, I'm going to take number 16 and I'm just going to add a little bit more of that underneath my eye and help that blend in with the number 19 that I added underneath. Again, I'm just trying to intensify the look and deepen my eye right at the lash line. I'm going to go up above and I just tap it right in. There's just a lot of ways you can play with this. This is just one of the ways. Remember, I do already have a little mascara on, and I already have some in my waterline. So if you're starting from scratch, you would not have had it in your waterline yet, and you won't have your mascara on. But what I want to really emphasize here is how easily you can build off of each look. So I'm pretty much done with this eye. I'm going to move on to my left side. So again, I'm going to pat, pat, pat. Now I'm going to go under with my small blending brush, and I'm smoking that out. And then I'm going to go in with my fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to blend out that shadow. I'm also making sure that I'm focusing on the crease because that's where I kind of wanted to have that effect of it blending out. If you don't want to have as dramatic of an effect, just keep it below your crease and don't bring it up as high, and it'll still look really pretty, and you can just blend it up from there, but it'll be lighter. So it just depends on where you want to go and how dramatic. But I think for the holidays especially, because the sun is down sooner and it's darker out and you're going to parties and you're doing things like that, that you can really get away with something like this. So I'm going to go back in like I did, and I'm going to define my eyes. Okay, so now that I've got both eyes how I want them, I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara again. So imagine that this is now in the evening and you want to just kind of help to define and elongate. This mascara is so great because you can really layer it on well and you don't get that spider look. And I like to go under. I like to do both on top and underneath. I don't curl my eyelashes because they don't need to be curled. They're already very curly, but that might be a step that you would want to do. Okay, so that's that. This is just more dramatic, and it's still very pretty and soft. The colors and the shimmer are really nice, that they complement the eyes well, but it's not super glittery. It's just more shimmery. And it actually has the same consistency as a cream shadow, which is really nice. And it goes well no matter how old you are because you can really pat it on. So even if you have more mature skin, you can just pat it right on and it'll still really look good. Now, I want to show you one more thing. If, for example, you want to create a more of an evening look, you can take, this is one of the Enduring lip colors, and this is actually in the shade Macaroon. And so what I'm going to show you is how you can get to two different uses out of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dab it just a little bit on my cheek. And I'm going to use that with my middle finger because I have some product on my middle finger. And then with a clean finger, I'm going to use my ring finger, I'm just going to buff it out. So I'm giving myself just a little bit of blusher with this. And again, I think it's really nice because I want to keep my skin looking fresh. I don't want heavy makeup and products on, and so even though you could use blush and it would look just fine, I like that this can act as a cream blusher, and it's really pretty because it's a deeper color, so it really complements that deeper gold that you get from number 19. So again, you just add it with one finger and you buff it out with the other. That's the first thing you're going to do. And then the second you're going to do is just with my finger. I really like to use my fingers a lot. You can take this, don't take this directly on your cheek because it's going to be way too much product, but you could take this and put it directly on your lips. I feel like I get more control if I were to use a brush or my finger, and because I'm a mom and I'm always on the go and I'm just don't have time to look for a brush, I will just use my finger. And I use this more like a stain. I'm not going to put this heavy on. I just want a little bit of color there. Now, if you're going to get more intense, you're going to want to use a brush because it's going to help you define your lips. And if you have maybe thinner lips, you might not want to use your finger because you don't want it to get down on your skin. You can quickly wipe it off, but you want to avoid that step if you can. So I just do a really light layer on my lips, and then I'm pretty much done. So that is a third look. That is an evening look, and this is building off of our first daytime look that was a very clean and simple look. And so you can see how quickly you can take yourself from day to night. And this is all using the products that we have in the holiday collection for LimeLight. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it.